Hello, beach friends. Today we're going to be spending some time on lovely Fort Myers Beach. Now, Fort Myers Beach is still recovering from that Hurricane Ian. However, once you kind of get past the destruction and the debris, you're kind of left with the beach. And this is not where I typically do a lot of shelling. This is toward the north end of the island. So it's almost like a brand new beach to me. I don't think I've actually ever really shelled here, so this is going to be kind of fun. We are going to see a couple of the fan favorites that we normally find. However, we're also going to find some stuff that I normally do not find, and we're going to be asking for some help for IDing a shell that I was really excited about, but I'm not really sure what it is. And we're also going to see something that's over 2 million years old. So if you're ready to get out there, let's go to the beach. Okay, here we are at the north end of Fort Myers Beach. Now, typically I am all the way on the south end, but we're a lot more north this time because that's where I have parking. I do have one parking spot on the north end of the island, one on the south end of the island. So I decided to check out the north end. And here, looks like we have a disc Dosenia. Pretty common. Hinged disc Dosenia. This creature is hinged as well. We have a little calico scallop. It is alive. And it was curious to me the first time I found a live one that the two sides do not match. They're actually different. So I'll put that critter back in the water. So here we are. That all the way out there, that is the pier. So we're not too far north, but still, for all intent and purposes, toward the north end of the island. Lots of little bits and pieces, so I'll definitely have my eyes peeled for some lentil traps. Awesome. Now this is broken, but this is a boring turd snail. So that is a shell. It is a little bit broken. I know it actually looks like plastic, but that is organic. That is an actual shell. This is a shell complete with a critter. So this is a live banded tulip, and since it's alive, I was kind of trying to see if I could film it doing something, whether it be kind of moving around or frankly doing anything, but it it wasn't. It was just kind of hanging out. So I figured we'll take a quick peek. You're so pretty, and we'll just keep it moving. Now this is kind of cool, friends. So this is a jingle, but it has its bottom little piece. It is hinged. Normally you don't get that bottom piece. There is a hole in it because it has threads called byssus, and there are little threads that go through and kind of stick to, say, a rock or something. And then that bottom piece will stay on the rock. But here it looks like the entire piece has really dislodged. So really cool that you'd actually get both of those pieces of that jingle shell. And I was not kidding, lots of little itty bitty pieces and bits and shells, and oh, it's going to be fun. So there's definitely stuff to comb through. The coquinas. So that is a lovely little coquina. Those are one of the most colorful shells down here. Beautiful day. So any dolphins, anything? I will pick my head up periodically just in case. And we have a little fighting cock. And I normally don't find the live ones that itty bitty. That would be cute though. That would be so cute. I'll find them small, not quite that small. Here we have a pen shell. I don't typically pay a whole lot of attention to these pen shells. They don't really appeal to me, but every now and then I'll pick them up just to show you all. Completely covered with barnacles. And look at these. These are also barnacles. And those are alive. Barnacles do filter feed. So if I find anything with barnacles on it and I think that they're still viable, I do leave it at the beach. It's not likely they're really going to be able to live too much longer because they do need to, like I said, filter feed, but I'm going to leave them there. Good luck, friends. This beautiful iridescent nacre actually comes from the inside of that crusty pen shell of all things. So, yep, that beautiful iridescent color comes from the pen shell. Here we have some channeled duck clams, also called sailor's ears. These are kind of fun. These are a little bit on the thin side, these duck clams, but still kind of neat. Oh, here we go. So here's another pen shell and another live banded tulip. So probably going to try once again to see if I can kind of film this critter doing anything fun. I don't know why it's hanging out on the pen shell. Now, tulips are predatory. They will eat other snails. So curious that it decided to hang out on this pen shell. Now here, it doesn't really look like it's doing a whole lot. It's going to get a little bit taller. All right, so you got this rather tall banded tulip. Okay, that's going to be the front. So I'm really kind of looking to see where's its head. Yeah, okay, nope. So I did try. It made itself tall and short again for a little while, but nothing really much more interesting than that. So we're also, it's still, okay, friend, make yourself tall and short again. There you go. Just going to leave you in the water and see what other things we can find. A giant Atlantic cockle, I bet is going to be beautiful on the inside, and it is. Gorgeous, nice, beautiful color on the outside, also on the inside. No way. Okay, so this is one of my shells that I like a lot. This is a Florida prickly cockle, but it's albino. Super cool. And not only that, it's hinged. So here we have a shell that I like a lot. It's a weirdo because it's albino, it's hinged, so I'm pretty darn happy with that. Awesome albino Florida prickly cockle. Ooh. And a Sunray Venus clam. What? Wait a minute. Look at that. It kind of like glows in those rings where you don't have a lot of the color. Huh. I never noticed that. Go figure. I noticed that with the surf clams, but not with the Sunray Venus. Neato. All right, probably not going to see too much through that cut ribbed arc. Relatively common shell, but I still really like the cut ribbed arcs. I just think they kind of have a really pretty, delicate kind of shape to them. And another coquina. If I was going to play the rainbow game, I definitely would want to make sure that there's a lot of coquinas around. The collars on them are fabulous. Awesome coquinas. These are awesome too. That is a little pear whelk. And it has that nice yellow color, probably because it recently expired. So that is probably a relatively recently expired shell. This, on the other hand, does look like it's been hanging around here for a while. So that is a banded tulip, super duper slimy, and that's okay. I'm going to clean that up. We're going to take a look at that at the very end of the video. But it's so pretty right now. I'm going to be quiet and let you enjoy some beach time. Oh, I love being on the beach in the morning. It's so pretty. Another jingle that is hinged. Awesome. I don't understand how that's even making it to the beach. It's so delicate. But yet, somehow, here it is. Pretty dang cool. Itty bitty. Oh, yeah. Tiny, tiny. All right, maybe. I've seen tinier, but that is an awful little pear whelk. No tiny little shell. Oh, it took me a while to kind of start appreciating the tiny shells. And maybe that's just the kind of way it goes when you collect shells. You know, first you want the big ones, Then you kind of start looking for the really pretty ones. Now I kind of really appreciate all of them, including the little tiny ones. Oh, darn. Crown conch. Looks like it's been hanging around here for a little while. Still, decent shell, just the color is a little off. An apple murex, a lace murex, another cut-ribbed arc. Okay, once again, just kind of seeing what is representing here at this part of the island. Excellent. Some murex and cut-ribbed arcs. And I notice everything's a lot smaller than I typically find on the south end of the island. Right, that's a decent size. I mean, it's not tiny. That is another nice color on that apple murex. Perfect. Ooh, all right, it's got a little bit of beach stuff on it, but that is a nutmeg. Awesome. And honestly, it's so easy to clean up these shells. I really just soaked it in bleach for, I don't know, a couple of days. And then you just kind of pick off that other beach stuff. Ta-da! So real easy to clean up some of those shells. That is a Florida worm snail. They start out kind of normal and then they just kind of freak out in their juvenile years. So I do like those wacky shells. Oh, hello, angel wing. Oh, you're beautiful. Awesome. It's pretty big compared to the size of the other shells I'm finding. Gorgeous angel wing. Yay! Oh, a lace murex. It's so pretty and frilly. Tiny bit of beach stuff, no problem. Gorgeous shell. And of course, we're going to have to take a look at this one. Pear whelk. Oh, darn. All right, its aperture is a little broken, but it's otherwise in pretty good shape. So we're going to hold on to that. Lace murex and that pear whelk. Yay! Aww. It's pretty good. I'm gonna say I'm keeping that. That is a horse conch. Does have a little bit of beach stuff on it, and it's broken a little bit, but that's okay. And yes, because of the hurricane, there was some debris. Now, typically, I'll find a piece of glass here and there, but I did notice there was a little bit more debris than there normally was. So, of course, I was picking that up because that's what I do. Now, this is a pull tab. Now, you might be saying, hey, when were the state tabs invented? Well, they were invented in 1975, and really by 1980, you really didn't see those pull tabs anymore. Go figure, right? So I was picking up all sorts of other stuff, plastic and whatnot, and this stuff has been like waterlogged by the beach, so I don't really think it's dirty, but it's been hanging around in salt water, just like all the other things I'm picking up. Bubbles, bubbles. Oh, all right, I'm gonna pick up that screen in a second. Oh, a coffee melampus. Awesome. Another little pear whelk. Oh, so pretty. What else? Another little pear whelk. And a little Florida fighting conch. Awesome. And heck, I'm here. Might as well grab a bubble or two, right? So awesome. So this part of the beach, okay. This very solid on the tinies. Yep, gonna throw that screen in my bag as well. Oh, another tiny shell. Yep, that is a shell. I think it's a drill of some sort. So that means, yep, could be, I don't know, could be Bournemouth, Atlantic. Don't think it's a Gulf. It's a drill. I'm terrible at them. I'll figure it out one day. Right, we got a bubble, and so at first I'm like, oh, look, it's like a fossilized nutmeg. Well, that's kind of cool. And that was really all I thought. All right, it's a fossilized nutmeg. But once I got home, I started really kind of digging into this. So that shell is I'm going to say this right, Cancellera plagildostoma. I can't say that, but it's old. So I started poking around. So, when I Google it, I start looking and want to find some pictures. I'm like, okay, yep, that does kind of look like it, but I really want confirmation. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to look at a couple different pictures. So now this one, yeah, that does look like it. Holy cow. That is the shell. That's the shell that I found on the beach. I'm going to take a quick comparison. Yep, that is indeed it. That's the shell. Holy cow. And guess what? It's been extinct for over 2 million years. I'm like, wow, that's really cool. I didn't really give it the attention I feel like it really deserved on the beach there. But that shell is over 2 million years old. Pretty darn cool. All right, so here, oh, awesome. That much more recent than 2 million years. A little tiny lace murex. We have a little button shell. Now those are naturally very small. The bubbles, here they don't get very big. In other places of the world they do, and they're awesome. Right, another little pear whelk. Another little lace murex. Oh, so fun. So lots of these awesome little tiny shells. And they're so much easier to clean up too. I get home, I'm like, yay, it's only a little bag of shells. Oh, so fun. So I'm definitely looking for Wentel traps while I'm here. That's a lace murex because of the bubbles. And I have found a Wentel trap here before. So definitely have them on the brain. I am kind of looking because the bubbles are present. The coffee grinds are kind of missing, but I'm hunting. I am hoping that perhaps I'll stumble upon one. But look at how fun this part of the beach is. All these little tiny shells. Look at this little itty bitty. That is a little lightning whelk. Now the lightning whelks will open on the left. The pear whelks will open on the right. So very easy way to determine those two shells. A moon snail, that is a shark eye. Another little fighting conch, a little fighting conch. Oh my gosh, so fun, these little tinies. Well, here's another little fun shell that I normally only find over at Bunch. So this is a ladder horn snail. And again, I've only found those over at Bunch Beach. The aperture, whoop, all right, this one has a drill hole in it. And the aperture is broken. It usually has like a little bit of a, kind of like a lip on the aperture, but that is a ladder horn snail. Another little fighting conch. Oh, a little olive. A little lace I'm trying to pick up. Oh, it's so pretty. It's got this little curve in the tail and everything. Oh yeah. I could spend hours just going through these tinies. So those are tiny fighting conchs. Little lightning whelk. So many to go around. Oh my gosh. And that's frankly why I haven't gotten very far. Didn't really make it all that far down the beach. That's a top snail. And that's how I know I'm having a good day, is when I'm really creeping slow along because there's just so much that's interesting me. Oh, Terry. Hey, Terry. So Terry is hanging out. He's waiting to see his college friends. So Terry's just kind of chilling out, waiting. And so Terry and I are just kind of hanging around with each other. Oh dear. All right. Well, we did have a rather large hurricane come through a couple months ago. So I guess periodically there will still be a little debris. So we are definitely in the process of still recovering and cleaning up. Right, I'm going to look for the closest pile. There we go. So there are still piles here on the beach that people are, when you're finding the larger stuff, I'm going to bring it to that pile. Oh, almost forgot to mark my spot. I don't want to forget where I was. So I'm going to drag this piece over to the pile and leave it there, and then make my way back to my spot. I wouldn't want to, comb the same beach I've already combed, and I wouldn't want to miss anything. So I kind of want to start where I kind of left off. And so here we go, all is well, right back where we started, except less one piece of wood, which is now on the pile instead of in the water. A dark seraph. Awesome. Cool little bumpy shells. So that's a dark seraph. More coquinas. Yeah, it's probably those colors that are jumping out. Wow. And so you'll see they'll be really bright. Sometimes they're cream colored. And they're fun to watch too when they're alive. Just kind of digging around. Beautiful. Beautiful little coquinas. And what's also kind of fun, not only just those vibrant colors, but sometimes they'll be like really striped, like this one. Also, again, like crazy that you're gonna find something like that on the beach. Just beautiful. And another beautiful pear whelk. There's so many pear whelks. And I wonder if this is just the way that this part of the beach is. So I'll find out. I will be back at some point. And oh, Terry. All right, Terry's still here. Excellent. And oh, a hinged little sunray Venus clam. Cute little shell. Spiny jewel box with a little bit of spine going on there. Very cool. A spiny jewel box. Ooh, a lightning whelk. All right. It's still on the small side. Gorgeous color. A lot bigger than some of the other ones we're finding though, right? Beautiful. Little lightning whelk. Beautiful day. I'm not hot. I'm not cold. I can go in the water if I want. It's really, really perfect. Other than, the whole hurricane thing and knowing that people are recovering and cleaning up. But at least you literally can just walk a couple yards and come and enjoy a gorgeous beach. Another hinged jingle. Oh, super cool. Oh, that is so delicate. Yeah. And they all did not make it home intact. I did try. I ended up with a couple. Guess what that little weird thing is, right? It is not garbage. That is a moon snail egg casing or an egg collar. Cool, right? So they kind of lay like this like jelly with the eggs in it and the sand kind of gets mixed in there. So those are little baby moon snails. Kind of cool. And I'm also thinking, as things are going on, the shells that I'm finding here are a lot like the ones I find at the Point Lighthouse, which is just over there. So I'm normally shelling over there when I'm on Fort Myers Beach. So just interesting to see. I'm just kind of thinking, is this the stuff that's always going to be here? Because certain beaches do kind of have a rhythm. There are certain things that are kind of there. Are these pear whelks always here? I don't know. We shall see the next time I come back. Another little lace murex. And I was also thinking, because all the shells are so tiny, is there like a nursery on this part of the island? And then, you kind of have the middle school in the middle of the island and like the high school at the end of the island. Who knows? Who knows? The more time I spend here, then more, maybe I'll figure that out. So that's another hinged, alive, lovely calico scallop. Oh, no way. So that's a moon snail. Oh, man. You know what, though? I know, it's discolored, it's a little beat up and pitted, but I swear, like, just holding something that's that big and an animal grew that for years, it really is kind of impressive. So that, although it's a little bit beat up, that is a moon snail. And that, picked up a couple of those. A lovely sunray Venus clam. Europe. It's almost like the animal can print on the shell, and in those areas where it doesn't print, oh, just neat. Sunray Venus clam. Okay, Terry met up with his friends. Awesome. All right, so we're gonna leave Terry be, hang out with his buddies, some of these royal terns and terns. Hope you all have a great time, catching up and all that good stuff. Oh, and one lone fighting conch. Yeah, it's alive. So that's what creates shells. It's one of those things that I never really thought about until I moved here. So critters do. Critters create these shells. They keep them their entire lives. And then once they die, they leave them behind. And so that's what we collect. And if there's a critter inside, it's got to stay at the beach. Now this, I need help, friends. In my head, I'm doing a dance. I'm freaking out because I think that is a sunrise talon. And I've always wanted to find one. I've never found anything. I know it might seem like I'm being very calm, but I'm honestly freaking out in my head. So I was super excited. But then I got home and I started looking it up, and it's the right color. All right, so those pink and those yellow colors, those are right for something like a sunrise talon. It's not the right shape. It's got the shape of an alternate talon. So this is where my nerd friends, my shell people that watch that maybe know, that probably do know more than me. What is that? I don't think it's a sunrise talon, but maybe, is it just like a different alternate talon? Oh, I really wanted it to be a sunrise. I don't think it is though. But let me know what you think. I still think it's beautiful and it's still in my special shell box, but what is it? What is that shell? This is a lace murex, a really gorgeous one. I just love the white of this juxtaposed with that very dark top. Beautiful lace murex. Lovely. And another button snail. And distracted by another lace murex. They're so delicate and and distracted once again by a lightning well. Excellent. So this is really fun going through all these little tinies at this part of the beach. Super fun. Ooh, a colorful moon snail. And that's in decent shape. Now it's not as colorful as some of those colorful moon snails can be. However, a pretty awesome find. Colorful moon snail. Speaking of awesome finds, here we have an alphabet cone, and I picked it up. I'm like, wait a minute. Yeah, it's it's missing like its back, but that's okay. You hold it like that, it's so pretty. But again, just from a representation standpoint, it looks like you can find alphabet cones here too. A cool nutmeg. Okay, we have ourselves a peekaboo nutmeg. Now, what I really found interesting about this is like, let's just take a look at this. That could be on its own a little nutmeg, and the animal just keeps growing and growing and growing. And that's how they get bigger. So they start like that little piece and they just keep adding to their shell. Kind of cool. This I've never found before. And I'm like, what's going on with this wrinkle? So that is a smooth duck clam. I thought that was really cool. We find those channeled duck clams all the time, but I've never found a smooth duck clam. So that is my first and only smooth duck clam. Kinda cool. Another prickly cockle with beautiful inside. Awesome. I'm gonna have to hold on to that. Although that albino one I found earlier, super duper cool. All right, another little shark eye. Fantastic. A little prickly cockle and a shark eye. Oh man. So that's broken. That's about half of a baby's ear, which is also in the moon snail family. It's just missing its edge. I haven't found one of those in a long time. So those, because they're kind of rare, pretty cool. I'm going to keep it. It's only half a shell, but I'm going to keep it anyway. Still marveling at how much fun I'm having with all these little tinies. But at some point, I do need to turn around. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to go back from whence we came. Oh, Terry, you had a good time? Awesome. Great. All right. Yep. See you next time, buddy. So Terry and myself are truly having a good time. And when I was chit-chatting with other people here, it was a similar kind of conversation. They want to come here. You want to support the area. But it's rough. It is rough. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I'm having a great time, but you know, knowing what's going on just over there, it is hard. But look at this. Nature just does its thing. And so that's, you know, I'm gonna keep coming. Oh, little piper. Gonna keep coming here because this is what I love. I love the shells, the critters, the ocean, the dolphins, just everything. So I'm gonna keep coming to this beautiful place. Awesome. Really quite spiky, spiny jewel box. Really cool. What do we got here? Oh, an eastern white slipper snail. That's it. It's just, I just kind of like them. They're weird. They're kind of flat. They have that little like V-shaped thing going on underneath because it is a slipper snail. An eastern white slipper snail. Why goodness, I almost just walked right past that. Awesome, beautiful angel wing. Fantastic. And another, okay. I wonder if this is like an angel wing area. a spot? I don't know, because I did find it another one. So that's 3 total for today. Still really, really cool. Wow, that's a decent size lace murex. Okay, so, look, if you do happen to come, the parking is on the north end of the island. You definitely can find a couple of shells. Here's an apple murex. Excellent. All right, and just to give you an idea where I am, that first big brown building, that was the Diamond Head. So I'm kind of close to the Diamond Head. And look at all these pen shells. All right, I did pick up a bunch of tinies, so I better get myself a couple of those beach bowls, also known as giant Atlantic cockles. Another hinged jingle shell. Crazy. Oh, goodness. Well, there's stuff on the jingle shell. So there's other little critters and whatnot that have adhered itself to the jingle. So this one's going to stay at the beach. And that's just how I roll. I'm not positive that those critters are viable. I don't know. So I just err on the side of caution. So this is where I started. This is where I'm going to end up. Again, kind of near the Diamond Head. That blue building's the Lani Kai, and then you can see the pier down that away. And the north end, or here, is probably the most viable place for people to come visit and really kind of go shelling like this. Here we have a nickernut. A nickernut. So today should give you kind of an idea of what you might find. Again, from a parking standpoint, you're going to find parking pretty much on the north end of the island, and that's really it. The rest of the island is pretty beat up. Once I do go back to the south end where I do have a special parking spot, I will be sure to show you. So, things are coming along slowly but surely. It's just going to take a long time. It's pretty beat up, guys. It's just going to take some time. But on a positive note, I did remove a little bit of garbage. So I did take 0.24 pounds off the beach. So in total, I've taken a little under 24 total pounds of garbage I've taken off the beach. I've also taken a couple other things off the beach. All those beautiful coquinas, some of those shark eyes, even that big one, even that big weird one with the weird coloring. I still like it. The colorful moon snails. We have some ceriths, some drills. We have some lightning whelks over here. Pear whelks, of course. We picked up like 1 billion of those pear whelks. Some of those little fighting conchs. Didn't get any of the big ones. I did find one of those calico crab carapaces. I held on to that. And the murex, we did find that one Distocenius, a cut-ribbed arc, the smooth duck clam, the channel duck clams, the spiny jewel boxes, the prickly cockle, including the albino. We have some nacre, we have some tiny shells and cockles and whatnot. The nutmeg, the peekaboo nutmeg, including that really old one, super cool. Okay, we have those banded tulips, a true tulip, a crown conch, some lettered olives, a fighting conch, the angel wings, and then my favorites was that beautiful mystery shell, and then the hinged jingles. Thank you, jingles, because I just don't get to see them all the time. So that was really fun. I'm definitely going to be back. I want to make sure that you guys are aware of everything that's going on down here. Patreons, thank you. Thank you so very much for monetarily supporting me. I so appreciate you. And I almost forgot to show you the banded tulip. I did soak that in bleach, and that green stuff really comes off quite easy. So that's how that banded tulip ended up. Next week, we're going to Sanibel. Guys, gals, beach friends, it was absolutely magical. I'm still kind of buzzing from the things that I found. So I'm going to do a quick short. I'm going to give you a preview next week. I hope you have a fantastic week, and I'll see you again next Sunday.